Good day, everybody, and welcome to the Ammunation. My name is Craig Bragg. I'm your host. My co-host tonight is, as always, the irredeemable Irving Twin. Good day to you, sir. How are you?
Living the dream, living the dream. How are you?
I'm
God, I love that
I'm
intro though.
profoundly irritated, as you can see by
Yeah,
my
yeah.
my subtitle there. Yeah, I'm okay though. Other than being profoundly irritated, I'm okay. Okay, so we had 2 viewers. Now we have one. Somebody just fucking dropped out. Thanks, folks. Oh, we're back up to 4. Okay, so YouTube's got shenanigans going on. I don't know. Anyway, folks, welcome to the Ammunation. Thanks for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. I need you all here tonight. I'm not having the best of times lately, and I'm glad. I'm glad that there's some people here to help me vent, help me work through my psychosis. Appreciate it, especially you, Mr. Twin. You're one of the only people I can talk to about these things that rattle around in my head.
She's just a puppy, bro. She just needs time.
She's only a small part of it. It's not just her, but we'll get into that. We got a couple of comments. Hey, fellers, says Snow Heel Slim. I'm not sure who Snow Heel Slim is, but welcome, Snow Heel Slim. Thanks
Never,
for
never
hopping
seen.
in.
Welcome, as long as you're not a flat earther. Okay.
Yeah, even if you're a flat earther, you're welcome. We'll just laugh at you. That's all. Greetings, wonderful seeming and wonderful adjacent people, says the wonderful W.R. Costin. Thanks for popping in. Greater Ajax is here.
Ajax.
Hello, Greater Ajax. Now he's not actually in Ajax, is he?
No, he's Greek.
See I'm sure he is. When I see Greater Ajax, I'm thinking like the Greater Ajax area, like
No,
the
no,
like
no,
Oshawa and fucking Pickering or whatever.
no. The Greek prehistory, the combination mythology and history that because
Now
there wasn't
Ajax
good
is
records.
Ajax an equivalent to like what's his name? Achilles?
Hector, I think.
Oh, Hector. Hector.
Yeah,
Okay.
so there's two major players in the histories called Ajax, and it's like Ajax the Lesser and then the greater Ajax. And
Okay.
I'm not sure which one
Like
fights on
like
the beach
Pliny
of
the
Troy
Elder and
with
Pliny the
Achilles.
Younger.
I don't know. No, I think there are two different points in the history, right?
Oh, is that right? Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know which is the one that fights on the beach at Troy alongside Achilles.
Oh, I'm not sure either. We got Costin saying, blame Irving Twin for your life being terrible, Craig Bragg. It's not terrible, Costin. It's really all in my head. It's how I'm responding to life. And that's on me. I was having some trouble and we were trying to get some things sorted back together and I was frustrated. I lost my temper and I lost my patience. And I hate when I do that because I like to be even keeled. Um, and and yeah, I ended up breaking the baby gate where we try and keep the dog out. The dog is tenacious though, even though we like to keep it at a certain height so the cat can get under it and get to his safe areas, but the dog cannot. But she's such a small dog, and she's getting bigger, but she's small right now. So whatever he can get through, she can get through too. She forces her way through, and every time she comes upstairs, she takes a piss on the fucking rug, even though she knows to piss outside. She goes pisses outside all the time, and we praise her when she does it. But then if she gets upstairs and we're not paying attention, boom, she squats and pisses. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dog? I was very upset, and I get it. She's only 6 months old, but I'm like, we did not have this trouble with our other dog. Our other dog was like perfect from the day we got her in the door. She knew go outside to pee, go outside to poop. But this one, it's like she's borderline retarded. I swear to God, and dogs are already retarded, but this one I think is even more retarded. Apparently, Greater Ajax and Lesser Ajax were brothers.
Weird.
How evil are people from Ajax compared to people named Ajax? Also compared to Toronto, of course. Is Ajax part of the Greater Toronto area, or is it somewhere different?
Ajax and Pickering are a separate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But there's Oshawa, which is
also
right
not
near
part of
Ajax.
the GTA.
They're all Oshawa and Ajax are part of the GTA.
No, I don't
No,
think
they're
so.
not. Okay, because Ajax and Oshawa are like next to each other. So
And yeah, okay, and it was Greater Ajax that fought in Troy. Okay, there you go. So if you watch the movie, they make him a fucking beast. Like he just goes
Yeah.
around throwing horses and shit. Like it's fucking crazy.
So like not just a hero because people thought he was cool, but a hero because the gods made him a hero and infused
But
him with a bunch
like
of shit.
he's fucking enormous and he's tough and the only thing he loves is grease. And like, yeah, like so some guy is about to get stabbed by a dude on horseback and he just charges the horse and body checks it and the horse and rider go fucking flying and shit.
Wow, I got to see this movie. It sounds
He's got this
awesome.
yeah, Troy with Brad Pitt as
Yeah,
Achilles.
yeah, as Achilles, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
actually
but
really, really interesting takes on stuff like that,
yeah,
right? Because I don't know, you're familiar with a lot of mythology actually. So you know that like the story is Achilles was pinched by the heel and dipped in the river Styx so that
right.
his skin is
So he was
impenetrable, right?
invulnerable except for that one little part of his heel. Yeah,
Yeah, where the thumb and forefinger, right? That's why we call it the Achilles tendon, the Achilles
right.
heel, right?
Yeah,
Uh, he was fully human and almost as strong as
as strong as
Hercules,
Hercules.
not
Well,
a demigod.
everyone's almost as strong as Hercules, but not a demigod. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, so Perseus was a hero, but if you watch Clash of Titans, he's technically a demigod because
Yes.
he's part of Zeus's bloodline, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
But in the movie, they show right, some kid says, "Oh, they say you can't be killed," and he's like, "Well, then I wouldn't bother with the shield, would I?" Right?
yeah,
But then they show you in a like one-on-one combat that what it is he's super fast. He's so ridiculously quick. He dodges a spear throw with like
yeah. I
a
saw
tilt
that.
of his
I've
head
seen
and
that
shit,
scene.
right?
I've seen that scene for sure.
And then later in the movie, Paris puts the arrow through his heel, and now he's going at Paris, and Paris is firing more arrows, and he goes to block them, but he can't turn on that heel anymore the way he could. He lost all his quickness because he got that one shot in.
Sure.
And that, yeah, so yeah, it's really
Yeah, your Achilles heel is surprisingly important. You know, like do you ever see the original Pet Cemetery?
God, don't remind me. That scene is fucking horrifying, man.
Jason Robards,
The fucking
Eddie
straight
like
razor.
Papa Munster, like Herman Munster. Eddie Robards was the old guy
Okay.
who the baby, yeah, took the scalpel to his Achilles tendon.
Is it a scalper or a straight razor? Like his
One or the
folding razor
other,
for
one or
shaving,
the
yeah.
other. But I'm like, oh my fucking! When I saw that, I'm like, oh my god, I can't imagine. Anyway, welcome to the Ammunation, folks, where we talk about nasty stuff and Greek mythology. Greek mythology. I was
No,
really,
wait.
really big. Sorry, go
We
ahead.
were talking about the dog.
Oh, the fucking dog, Trinity,
Just
who is a
because
great namesake for our household because she's the third fur baby in our house. So, but yes, the dog, yes, and I love her to death. She's wonderful, but she's such a departure from Kenzie. She's like night and day, and
so I have a couple of speculations. She gets upstairs where she's not usually allowed.
she's marking.
No, maybe, but maybe she also just gets super excited and pees. Maybe she's protesting. I had this thing with Gordo when he was a puppy where I'd put up the baby gate to keep him on the tile and out of the carpet, right, just in case of an accident. He
Yeah,
figured out how to fucking open it, would go in and take a pillow off the couch and chew the corner. And for a couple of weeks, every time I left, he would get the same pillow and do more damage to the same corner. Nothing else, just that one pillow. Till finally I was like, fuck it. He knows how to open it anyway. After I left it open, never chewed anything again. He was literally protesting. I can get in here if I want. You're being an asshole. Stop. And as soon as I stopped, he stopped.
it could be. How old was Gordo when that
Yeah,
started?
around 6 months. Right.
Yeah. It could be. I mean, she's definitely a very willful dog. So, um, it's just, yeah, I don't know. We're taking her for training. We're going away to Florida for a week or 5 days or whatever. So when we come back, we're taking her for training, like actual training. We did training with Kenzie, and it made a world of difference. She was already very well behaved dog, but we wanted her to learn the fundamentals like sit, stay, come, that kind of stuff. We want to do the same with Trinity, and she's really good with sit because she knows there's a treat associated with sit. but it's the motion of getting down that she doesn't quite get yet. The motion of stay, the motion of off. Like she doesn't understand. Like if I tell her off and I push her off the counter because she's a counter surfer, she just gets back up again. And I don't know if it's because why should the fuck should I listen to you, or she just doesn't get it. And then part of me is thinking like she doesn't care to please us like the other dog does, right? Like most dogs want to please you, but I think sometimes some dogs are too smart. They don't feel there's any benefit to pleasing you. Like Dalmatians can be like that. They're very willful. They're like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do what I fucking want to do. Yeah, okay, you're the leader of this pack, but that don't mean that much shit to me. I don't know. I don't know. But we'll figure it out. Like we've had her she's only 6 months old, like I said, right?
Go watch some Caesar Milans.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Getting her to stop chasing the cat is another one I want to. I'm thinking that's something she'll mature out of. Right now, every time the cat's on the floor, the dog needs to be following her or chasing her. It's
She
crazy.
is your cat declawed?
Nope.
Okay, that'll solve itself. Don't worry.
That's what I said. I'm like, I think because I think Mac might be holding back because
Yeah,
he knows she's a puppy. But as soon as he gets big enough, he's just gonna let the claws come up and say, "Fuck you! I've had enough
yeah.
of your."
It's going to be one scrape across the nose. You probably won't need like a vet visit and stitches.
No, it just might bleed for a bit, but that's it. Yeah,
Yeah, but she'll get it.
yeah. I figure you're probably right. Figure you're probably right. Let's move on though. But anyway, that's the reason I haven't been great, and that's the reason I need my MU nationals tonight, and I need Irving Twin in my sphere for a couple hours because it's gonna it's gonna bring me back down, so to speak. So appreciate y'all. Let's move on to Do You Even Lift, Bro? How's your fitness journey going this week, sir?
I've been slacking. I'm not going to lie. I haven't been doing as much as I should.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
helps though that you do have a physically demanding job, so even when you're being lazy, the rest of the time you're still getting workout while you're working. That's pretty good because you're doing work for 8 hours a day. Whereas me, I sit on my fat ass. Actually, it's not that fat anymore. It's pretty good ass. I sit on my butt in a chair for 8 hours, and I get up when my Fitbit says, "Hey, get up and move around." Uh, but I'm not nearly as active as I should be. I'm still getting my steps in. Like today, I'm at almost 15,000 steps, so that's good. But
nice.
um, but yeah, having a physical job where you're on your feet a lot, that probably helps.
Well, you're like 15,000 steps. I did 26,000 yesterday.
Exactly. You're stepping all fucking day.
I won't have much of a
Last
choice.
week I sat at my desk and because it was kind of quiet, I put together some Warhammer 40K models. I spent far too much money on Tyranids of late. More money than I need to. This plastic crack, man. It's like I just can't buy enough of it. So I put together a Winged Hive Tyrant. I put together some Hormagaunts, some Gene Stealers, some Termagants, some Warriors. I put together a Psychophage and some Von Ryan's Leapers, and that's currently what I have in my Tyranid army that's built. Now I have some more Hormagaunts. I think I have another 20 to build, so I think I might put those together next week. And then I've got a smattering of Space Marines that came with the starter kit, which Melina, my wife, would probably play if she decides to sit down and play with us. But if not, I'm gonna build them anyway because I like building models for some reason. We got a couple more comments. One from Pox here. Let's see. All I know is I walk most of my workday. I'm not counting steps. Yeah, my device counts them for me.
Yeah,
So
you can download a simple app to your phone, right?
yeah,
It doesn't use a lot of battery and doesn't connect to the internet, or so it's not wasting your data. Just to find out if you were curious. Like I did, I literally was like, I'm curious. I'll download it for a couple of days and then delete it. I just left it on there because it doesn't waste any space, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
ah,
I had it on my Samsung phone, but I didn't find it was tracking quite as well as the Fitbit itself. But My understanding is the Fitbit though does not calculate your neat calories uh, very well. It's like
What does
it
that
counts
mean?
every little. So not engaged in exercise or training, calorie burn. So not
Oh,
exercising
like your basal.
your basal metabolic rate. I know what my basal metabolic rate, but the way it counts as your basal calorie burn, I think is a little bit generous. Like it's counting things it probably shouldn't. Uh, and I know what my basal metabolic rate is based on my body fat percentage and my height and my actual weight. It's about 2030 calories is what I need to be eating just to maintain my current weight. So the trick is to burn more calories and eat less calories. So that's what I'm trying to do, but still maintain the proper amount of protein so I can build some muscle. Speaking of building muscle, though, I think I told you this in our chat. I achieved a new personal record on the bench press, which
Yes,
anybody
sir.
listening will call them noob weight or whatever you want to call it. 115 pounds bench press, 3 sets, 10 reps, 8 reps, and 5 reps. So I'm going to keep it that weight until I can do 3 sets of 10 consistently. And then once I can do three, because I can do the one right below it, which was 110, 3 sets of 10 consistently. Uh, but uh, but yeah, 115. This is new to me. I'm gonna work at it and work at it, and then move up. Of course.
Congratulations. Good for you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Do you know what you can bench at this point?
Not much more than that. I think I was doing 130 with dumbbells.
No, good for you. Yeah, I haven't tried the. I don't know what I can do with dumbbells. I haven't tried with dumbbells. Normally, when I do dumbbells, I'm doing lower weight because dumbbells are typically what I use for my antagonistic superset full body workout, which I'm going back to on Monday. I've decided. I find it's more taxing. It's actually I'm getting more exercise. I know I'm getting more exercise from it because I come out of it just fucking exhausted.
Hmm.
So, and it could be the rate at which I do it and the fact that it's really short breaks between sets. So, I don't know. Give me 1 sec here. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. I guess I've got to carry the show now. It's Do You Even Lift, bro? So tomorrow's leg day. That's the worst fucking day. I got a real love-hate relationship with it because I hate the actual doing of it. But afterwards, even though I fucking can't walk without wobbling everywhere, I do feel jacked. I don't feel jacked any other work day the way I feel after leg day. I don't know why. Well, no, I know why. It's because it's literally half my muscle mass doing all the work all at once. So that's pretty good. And even like because you're carrying, especially if you're doing the squats, you're carrying weight over your across your shoulders, right? Your upper body's engaged, right? Your forearms are engaged. Everything, your core is engaged to keep you upright. And also, I do my deadlifts on leg day. Deadlift belongs on leg day. I'm 100% convinced of it.
What's your
Uh,
deadlift?
like my biggest.
What no? What do you do? Like do you like Romanian deadlift or do you do other? There's other types of deadlifts, right?
Oh no,
So
I do oddly with my stupidly long legs. I can do traditional deadlift. Let's call it
okay.
right. Yeah, and that's what I've been doing. I'm thinking because my legs are long that maybe I could try sumo, but I don't know because right now I'm not really having too much.
I know Pox is big on the Romanian deadlift, and I'm like, what's the difference between a Romanian deadlift and a regular deadlift or sumo? I know sumo deadlift, you're doing more of a your knees are more bent.
It's with every rep in a Romanian deadlift, you pick someone's pocket.
Fucking gypsies, fucking dirty gypsies. Now there's the people who've been kicked out of every fucking nation. You know what I'm saying? And rightly so. And yet they exist in every fucking nation. You can find gypsies everywhere, even in Canada. We call them white trash. We call them trailer park boys. Those are your fucking gypsies. Anyway,
Fucking pikeys.
you fucking pikeys. I love how you can't understand a goddamn word he's saying. It's like, what the fuck did he say? He's speaking
At,
English.
at one point, I had mastered that accent.
Oh, yeah?
Crazy, yeah.
What happened? You don't ever lose shit like that. Try it. Do it again.
No, not right now.
Oh fuck. So
But
there we go. Do you even lift, bro?
yeah. You know what? Deadlift. There's no exercise that gets me sweatier.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I like start getting into a fourth and fifth rep, my face just starts dripping sweat.
I find that with leg curls. I really,
Mm,
really exert myself. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, this is the most uncomfortable way to exercise your hamstring muscles. I'm like, I'd rather do a standing hamstring like uh curl. You know what I mean? Where I'm standing and the weight is behind me and I'm lifting it up on a bar.
mm.
That's because sitting on your hamstrings while you're trying to exercise them is fucking hard. It hurts.
That's
But
weird.
yeah. Anyway. Yeah, and what else gets me sweating? Oh, plank push-ups, plank to push-ups. That'll get me sweating. Yeah.
Oh, have you tried to bring Sally up?
What's bring Sally up?
There's a song that goes, "Bring Sally up, bring Sally down," and every
Oh, you
time
do it in the speed?
you do,
You do it at that
when
with
they
the
say
with to the
bring
beat.
Sally up, you push up. When they say bring Sally down, you go to the floor and you wait for them to say bring Sally up again. But you're not touching the floor. You're just at the bottom of your push up in a
Yeah,
plank,
yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I've not tried that.
It's like
That sounds very taxing.
it's under 4 minutes. It's a total of maybe 40 push-ups.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, it's the holding it, right? It's the
Yeah.
holding it. Like it's like when you're doing curls, right? So apparently you're exerting you're using the most muscles when your arm your upper arm and your forearm are at the 90-degree point.
Yeah.
But you don't typically hold there. You go all the way up. And then this superset thing I do wants me to raise it to my like face. So it's not just a curl, but it's raising up the arm too. So that's very taxing. But you could like you seldom see people lift to the 90-degree point and just stay at the 90-degree point. So like imagine doing that. Bring Sally up, bring Sally down, bring Sally up, bring Sally down.
Yeah.
You know, that would
So
be
yeah, what you're talking about is advanced. It's
yeah,
something you start to do as you start feeling like real strong. Like when I'm doing my pull-ups,
yeah,
right? For like I warm up with some pull-ups on back day. It's not a lot, it's like 3 sets of 5 or 6 depending how
yeah,
strong I'm feeling.
yeah.
But the last 2, I go halfway up and stay there and then cross the line and then go halfway down and then go down, right?
Yeah,
Uh but yeah, that's yeah. Like it's good for endurance, right?
sure. Sure. Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I got a haircut today, folks. Anyway, let's
Looking
move
slick.
on. There's no remember CMAC was in the chat one time and you did your haircut? She says that's a fuckable haircut. Didn't she? I don't think CMAC is here tonight. She must be out working on some people's Halloween decorations again. Pox is trying to ship you two. You know that, right? Just saying. Just saying. You're in Etobicoke. She's in Kingston. It's not that far. You guys could, work something out.
It's only like 3 hours, right?
Ah, absence makes the heart grow fonder. You see her less, you're more fond of her. That's assuming she's fond of you at all. Watch, she's gonna come in. She's been listening this entire time, just not commenting because she's like baking or working on jewelry or something. Anyway, I'm not gonna be a matchmaker. I'll leave that to Pox. Let's move on to the main topic of the night. Just do it already. Like,
Just
can we stop with this fucking slow walk to nuclear Armageddon? Just get it over with. Quit pussyfooting around it. You know somebody's going to launch a fucking nuke. So just fucking do it already. It's getting tedious waiting for some cocksucker to flip the fucking switch and launch a missile somewhere. Somebody fucking do it, please.
So who do you think is most likely to launch a nuclear missile first, and why is it Israel?
I think it is more likely to. Okay, I will say Israel's probably likely. I could see Iran doing it too. I could see Pakistan doing it, but I don't know that Pakistan wants to attack Israel. But they might just say, "Hey, fuck! If nukes are flying, let's just send one India's way." I could see that happening. I think it's either going to be Israel or it's going to be a false flag attempt at making it look like it was Iran, or it's going to be a false flag attempt making it look like Russia launched a tactical nuke at Ukraine, which doesn't make a lot of sense because basically the war in Ukraine is now over. There's nothing going on there now apart from the cleanup. Russia's won, and it's Zelensky just needs to fucking surrender, but he won't because he's a fucking grifter and he wants those victim bucks from the West, and they're more than happy to launder their fucking money through him. So they're going to keep doing it as long as they can get away with doing it.
He's too busy banning the Ukrainian Orthodox Church to
Oh, he
surrender.
banned the Ukrainian Orthodox Church now too, did he?
Yes,
So,
yeah,
so, so is Ukraine going full communist then? Because that's what they did in Soviet Russia. They banned all religious observances. Religion was removed from the public space. So
yeah. I mean,
it's pretty. But he's the defender of democracy. He's the guy we got to stand behind because we got to defend democracy. You know, the guy who suspended elections, banned churches, shut down newspapers, and didn't take over some fucking newspapers too.
probably.
Yeah, and shut down news sites and yeah, yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Good old Ukraine, hero of our time, fucking Volodymyr Zelensky, uh, the the Nazi loving Jew of Ukraine who doesn't care about Jewish people dying as long as he's getting his cocaine and money. He doesn't care about. I shouldn't say he doesn't care about Jewish people dying. He doesn't care about Nazis because he's more than willing to arm them and put them out there to die fighting the Russians and
As
marginalize
long
people.
as long as U.S. tax dollars keep buying his parents multi-million-dollar houses in Israel and his wife whatever plastic surgery she wants,
Exactly.
he's good. He's good.
You know what? I wonder, like, has she got a boob job yet?
Oh yeah.
You know what would be really funny? I'm gonna put this little nugget out there in the ether. Maybe it will start a line. So basically, every time he gets a bit more money, she's seen in public. So every time United States or Canada commits to another 3 or 4 billion or whatever, she gets seen in public a couple weeks later with bigger tits, and let the people draw the conclusion, and then it just becomes a fucking joke. It becomes like a skit. It becomes like part of like movie 43 or something like that. It becomes like an SNL thing a bit. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm hoping for.
I mean, it's already happening, but people don't notice it.
No,
They don't. They
'cause
don't
she's
seem
not
to
getting.
care.
She'll get a little liposuction. She'll get a little bit of Botox. She'll get a tuck here and there, but she's not getting the full on. Going from double D's to F's to double F's to triple H's.
No, like the one change was fucking dramatic. Like,
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah. Like Madonna dramatic.
like bimbo-esque proportions.
That's
Like
awesome.
she went from a normal looking human woman to like, where the fuck did those comes from?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Watch her just get bigger ones now. Every time more money comes in, she gets bigger tits. That'd be funny. Uh, he bought a $9 million mansion in Miami last March. But
mm,
wait, who would buy a mansion in Miami with global warming? Why would you buy a mansion in Miami when Florida is going to be underwater in the next 10 years? Oh wait, no, it was the last 10 years it was supposed to happen.
No,
Uh,
yeah.
so yeah, my point is, things become far too ridiculous, and I'm just getting bored with it all. So just fucking do it. Somebody launch a nuclear warhead somewhere, please. And if it happens here, so be it. I lived a pretty good 53 years. I'll die. I don't care. And if I don't die, if it happens somewhere nearby and it ends up becoming a full scale, nuclear Armageddon where it's just Mad Max everywhere, I could probably survive a couple months. I have firearms. I have some canned goods stored away. A couple months, I think I could go.
I don't know.
So you,
I
you
don't know
think
how long I'd make it.
you can make a slingshot, right? You'd be okay with a slingshot.
I've got a couple of well, not firearms, but
Pellet
I
gun.
you want to hear something ridiculous?
You have knives too, don't you? Have a shit ton of knives and swords and shit.
Yeah. Hold on. Do I have them not far?
Yeah, go for it. Go get one.
1 second.
I don't know if you all notice this or not, but in Irving's frame when he's sitting there, the Keck flag behind him, the two parts of the K make it look like he's got black devil horns on his head, which is 100% appropriate. So I'm joking when I say just do it already. I do not want a nuclear war. I know it's going to happen at some point in the near future. So I just wish they would just stop pussyfooting around. You know what I mean? They're all trying to, what do you call it? Act with measure. You know what I mean? Show some restraint. But what? Why bother? Because none of them really mean it, and they don't particularly care. They don't want to go down in history as the one who, yeah, there you go, you devil. Uh, they don't want to go down in history as the ones who started the nuclear war, but they don't particularly care about the millions of people who will die because of it, because they're not going to be the ones that die. They're going to be in a bunker somewhere. So anyway, uh, show us your blades. Oh, these throwing knives,
Yeah,
very nice. Love it.
they really are. They're very nice.
That's cool. How good are you with throwing them?
I haven't been practicing for many, many years, but yeah, at one point, if you like kicked a soccer ball, I could
Yeah,
turn around and whip it, and
and hit
I
the
stuck
soccer
the
ball.
soccer ball moving. Yeah.
Wow, that's
So,
pretty fucking
so
sick.
with a day or two of desperation, I'm pretty sure I could like bag myself a rabbit.
Oh yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt. If worse comes to worse, you can always set up a snare, right, for a rabbit.
I don't know if I'm good enough at recognizing trails,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
right? Because that's what you do is you find the trail, you set up your snare
yeah,
in the trail, and then the
yeah,
rabbit runs through it like an idiot.
exactly.
Braggs learned to stop worrying and love the Bob.
That's right. I'm like, I don't fucking care at this point.
Dr. Craig Love.
Yeah, Dr. Craig Love. Well, that's a good name. If I ever get into porn, that'll be my that'll be my porn name, Dr. Craig Love. Oh, so yeah. What about you? Do you think it's imminent? Do you think we're going to see a nuclear exchange or a nuclear launch within the next 3 months to 6 months?
Here's the problem. When I want something really badly, it tends to not happen, especially when it's completely outside my actual control, right?
Right.
Like, so when I want some political outcome or some, like, global scale outcome, it doesn't happen. So I really badly want someone to nuke someone. You're saying, no, I don't want it. It's like, just, no, yeah, just do it. Just fucking do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because otherwise, we're all just living this stupid lie.
Ah,
Everyone posturing
that's
with
what I
nuclear
feel like right
weapons will
now.
get
I
more
feel like
power over the population, right?
I
Well, if it doesn't happen, they just gain more fucking tyrannical power over
all
me,
right. Yeah.
and
And
I
and
don't
that's what
want
I
that.
feel like. I feel like we're all just fucking going through the motions and we're just not saying what's really on our minds because we know democracy's bullshit. Our Western governments, who were all about freedom, they don't give a fuck about freedom. They're as corrupt as any fucking third world dictatorship. They're all the same. Like, you think that there's something different between Muammar Gaddafi and fucking Justin Trudeau, or
Muammar Gaddafi was moral.
Xi Jinping? I mean, he did some pretty horrendous shit too. Xi Jinping is any different than Vladimir Putin? That is any different than Joe Biden? No, they're all just fucking talking different propaganda. That's all. They just use different fucking positioning for how it is they're going to fuck over their people, and why it's important that we see it through. Fucking Biden, just the fact that the American people have not forced that cocksucker out is just beyond me. I think America broke on 9/11, and I think everybody just became functionally retarded. That those towers going down, and the subsequent bullshit associated with that, all the legislation that got passed, all of the responses by government, it just turned everybody mind-numbingly stupid, where they just stopped caring. It's like they got so frightened by what happened, they're just like, I don't want to think about it anymore. It's not that I trust government, I just can't think about it. So just fucking do what you're going to do, and I'll just assume that it's good. Like, that's what I think happened. I think people became completely politically apathetic, and just the only people talking politics were the people who viewed it like sport, the pundits.
I'm having a thought. I think it's an
Yeah.
oddity.
All right, let's go there then. Let's go with the Irving's oddities.
26 years. Okay.
26 years.
So 9/11, 2001, right? It's been 22 years.
Yeah.
We need 26. Why do I think that? Okay. So a while back, they took cursive writing out of the curriculum.
Yeah.
They didn't teach children cursive writing. 26 years later, they put it back
Yeah.
when they discovered a bunch of their university students, the post grads, who are now working on their masters and PhDs in things like history and philosophy, are going to primary sources out of Europe from hundreds of years ago.
They can't read it.
They can't fucking read it. And it took 26 years to figure this out, because they had that group had to come of age, right? There's a whole generation that didn't grow up with under the shadow of 9/11. Like, I was already 19 or 20, almost 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to turn 20 that year. And but there's a whole, right, people who are 20 who weren't born when it happened and going, where were
Yeah.
you on 9/11? I don't even know what that is. Right? And 26 years after the event, you're going to have a huge portion of the population that isn't affected the way you say they are, if that is actually the thing that's.
Well, no, that could be the case. That's true, but the problem is that the people who were affected, who became like mind numbed, uh, they're the ones who've been teaching these kids. They're the ones who've been making policy. They're the ones who've been running government. They're the ones who've been running, you know, uh, running universities, corporations, that kind of stuff. So,
Oh,
um,
sure.
so I'm like,
But a lot of these Zoomers aren't buying it, because, like, people our age and say 30 to your age
yeah,
grew up with, like, all the transition of it and the slow build of it, right? That went from maybe we shouldn't be racist to actually white people are the worst and there's no such thing against racism against white people. These Zoomers are coming up and basically told, you're white, so that's bad. They're like, wait, what? What the fuck are you talking about? They
yeah,
don't
exactly.
accept it. It's too drastic
Yeah,
from a
yeah,
neutral position to this one. So at 26 years from 9/11, you're going to have a great big, sort of paradigm shift. I don't know which
I
direction.
think so too. And I was talking to my father-in-law about this, because he, we were the discussion of the culture war and woke media and woke schooling and all that sort of stuff. it's hit mainstream now, right? Before it was like meme shit on 4chan and
Tumblr.
and on this channels like this and Irving's, right? It was subculture. It wasn't primary culture. Now it's primary culture. And my father-in-law, who I vehemently oppositional to, we vehemently uh, disagree on things of a political nature. He's like, oh, it's terrible, all this woke crap. I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, it's not the kids though; it's the fucking adults that are pushing it. I said the young kids coming up, they're not for this stuff. I mean, some of them are obviously because you see them out there protesting stuff, but most of these kids are like, that's horseshit, and the establishment is what young people rebel against, and the establishment is woke garbage. So conservatism is the new punk, is what is commonly said. So people who have more traditional ideas about the roles of men and women in society, and God and government and all that sort of stuff, uh, they're going to be the punks, so to speak. And being punk is like, you know, having your hair cut nice, clean shaven, wearing a fucking tie, that kind of shit, right? Which is kind of funny.
I'm reminded of the comic. I won't be able to find it, I'm sure. It's the two, I don't know, lesbian or trans parents with the stupid glasses, and one of them super fat, long pink hair and a beard and shit. And, just picture these two, right? And the son, he's got a suit on and his hair cut exactly like yours. Screw you, mom and dad. I'm going to start a business. And he slams the door.
Yeah, that's about right, man. That's about right. That's it. Yeah. And so I was trying to tell him, the young kids today are going to be the counterculture. They're pushing back against it. There's more. I said it's this next generation, and I keep hearing this. This next generation is going to be the most conservative generation in 50 years.
And I keep telling
Oh
them,
no, no, it won't, because they're all into it. I'm like, no, it's not. It's the adults who push this shit. It's the kids are not into it at all. I mean, you'll find some kids who are all about it. Just like, you know, there were lots of kids back in the day who were completely opposed to uh, you know, the norms of that time, and they dressed weird and funny. Now dressing like a slob is normal, so dressing well is going to be weird and odd, right? Anyway,
and I
I,
keep
I
telling
got
them,
no problems with that. I'm fine with that. Be polite fucking people who know what the difference is between a man and a woman, and mow their fucking lawns on a weekly basis, unlike me, or I'll mow it once every 4 weeks. Um,
yeah, I gotta mow
and
the lawn. Fuck.
what's that?
I gotta mow the lawn.
Yeah, I know you're
Terrible.
Italian. You got to keep a nice fucking neat
No,
garden.
no. No, I
Uh,
let it go
I
too
know
bad.
Italians. I know that's what they're about.
Ah. But also, I keep telling this generation of kids, right? That's
Yeah,
great. You're gonna start your own business. You're gonna get a degree in something practical, and you're lining up a job. Awesome. Also start demanding a gold standard, a precious metal standard for your money, because whatever money you make, if it isn't backed by something, it's backed by nothing. They're
yeah,
like, yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
yeah. They're pushing really hard for this central bank digital currency too, right? Like Canada wants one. Everybody wants one. Uh, I have a feeling that there's going to be parallel economies where people are dealing in cryptocurrency or actual physical gold. You know what? It could just be that a matter of that the BRICS nations will come up and say, you know what, we're making a new standard currency that people can use, and it can be used internationally. It's backed by gold, and you can invest. It can be invested on in currency markets just like anybody else. Anybody can buy some if you want.
I'm always worried about the scam, right? But I have heard of a company that right now I can't remember the fucking name of it. That basically they're kind of a bank,
Yeah.
but they're a gold bank.
Okay.
They only do gold,
Okay.
right? And
So
it's
you
not
go
like,
there and you get gold coins out and you deposit gold.
no. Well, so sort of. Okay. If you start depositing your money with them, you're buying
Right.
some of their gold stores.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
They're keeping your gold, and the value of your gold will go up and down with the market value.
Sure.
So if you deposit $100 and the price of gold goes down, you lose money.
Right.
If it goes up, you make money. Conversely, you can rent them your gold.
Oh, okay.
You
So
can
they
give
can loan it out.
yes, and then you make interest on it.
So it's
Or
like
you
a
make
bank.
not interest, but you make you
It
get, like, payments on it, right?
it's like a bank, but um,
No, it is a bank. All other banks are a lie. This idea would be a
right,
real bank.
it's like what we have currently as banking, but it's not infinite fractional reserve lending.
Yeah.
Does anybody use gold backs in Canada? No, our prime minister decided to sell all of our gold stores, and then we lost a bunch at the airport somehow.
Yeah,
You remember
like,
that? You remember that fucking story?
it was $100 million worth of gold.
$100 million of gold just vanished while being transported from one company to another at the airport of Toronto Pearson. At the really, that doesn't sound fucking fishy to you? That just $100 million worth of gold just fucking up and vanished? Yeah. No, but I would love if we got back on a gold standard. I think we should. I think if Canada Man becomes prime minister, he's talking about doing a maple syrup standard, but I think gold would be better because like Canada has mountains and mountains of natural fucking resources that we haven't even tapped yet. Like
Yeah.
we've got nickel and stuff up near, uh, what do you call it, Thunder Bay and stuff like that, Sudbury. But um, we've
Well, yeah,
been mining that for years.
isn't Sudbury the nickel capital of the world?
Yes, yes.
Right? That if you drive out to Sudbury, up on this giant hill, you're gonna see framed by the sun this enormous fucking nickel. I swear to God, it's like 3 stories
Yeah,
tall.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, yeah. Sudbury's makes fucking tons of nickel, or they mine tons of nickel up there. It's a mining town essentially. But no, we should be on a precious metal standard. Maple syrup is too fickle. I think you have a bad year and the syrup doesn't run proper, or it doesn't isn't sweet enough. You know.
That's why Canada has the Global Strategic Maple Syrup Reserve.
Oh, gold. No, goldbacks are ultra thin bill you can use to trade with others. Look them up. Okay, let's look them up.
They're made of gold.
It's like leaf gold, probably suspended in plastic. You know, our money's made of plastic.
Jeezy has entered the chat.
Why does it fucking default to Yahoo? Fuck off. Oh, because Safe Search is on. Fuck.
Canada has money? I thought gay sex was the official currency after Trudeau took over.
Right?
All gay sex is debt.
A gold back. Here we are. Let's take a look at these guys. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it looks like it's traditional paper money, but it looks like it's got gold in it. A one new Nevada goldback beautiful note containing 1/1000th of an ounce of 24 karat fine gold back. That's interesting.
It's real interesting.
So, one gold back is worth $11 Canadian.
Wow.
But I guess they're only valuable in that somebody will pay for them, right? Like somebody has to say yes, they're worth money.
Well, they are money if they're gold. Like
Right.
something interesting. I'm pretty sure in was it the United States recently
Yeah.
stopped taxing purchases of gold and silver
Yeah.
because it's just money. So you're just trading money. It's like breaking 100.
Right.
There's no tax needs to, like, you can't tax that. So someone recognized this is just money. It's whether or not, I guess, the business is willing to accept it, because if it is gold, then I mean the value of even the currency goes up and down. So
Right. Yeah. So this is what they look like. They're like little. They almost look like fucking
Trading
receipt.
cards.
Yeah, almost like trading cards, like fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And they've got gold embedded in the actual fibers of the paper, or in the print on the back, or in the ink, I guess. And I guess well, here's the thing: like the value of gold is that it is a physical material. But if you take that gold and you put it in a bottle of fucking liquor, the gold's still there, but getting it out becomes a real pain in the ass. Could you extract the gold from these gold bags? Is my question.
Yeah,
If
light it
you
on
really
fire.
needed to light it on fire, and I guess all the gold just settles down into
Yeah.
the ashes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so gold is one of those weird things where like it doesn't really react with anything else.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
Um, so once it's formed in the heart of a dying sun, that's it. It doesn't go away ever. And because it has to be forged inside the furnace of a star, there is a very limited amount available throughout the universe, right?
Right.
So, yeah, and like we can't create it and we can't destroy it.
Well, like all matter, we can't really destroy it, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
No, but I mean like, once you put carbon and oxygen together and get carbon dioxide, it's got to go through a fucking living thing to become you can't just take it apart, right?
Right, 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 right. Yeah.
Uh,
Unlike gold, where if you so you buy a bottle of Goldschlager and you want to get the gold back out of it, you can filter out the gold with coffee filters. You know,
sure. Yeah. And you still keep the liquor.
and you get the liquor. Yeah, why not? Right? I'm like, I would be that cheapskate if I bought it. If somebody gave me a bottle of Goldschlager, I'd be like, okay, thank you. I'd take it home and I'd get the gold on. I know it's not a lot, but if you know you're collecting gold, and if you get 10 more bottles of Goldschlager in your life, you got that much more gold later on, right? We got a couple more. We saw that one. Canada has money. I thought K6 currency after Trudeau. My favorite is the 1 gram gold bar. They make cute earrings. Yeah, I've seen those. They're little tiny things. They almost look like the little chip that goes in your SIM card in your phone, kind of thing, right?
See, I'm
Uh,
wondering how many bottles of Goldschlager you need to get one of those.
to get 1/1000th.
Like 1 gram.
Oh, 1 gram. Yeah, yeah.
One
You need
gram
a
of
lot.
gold.
You need a lot. But I bet you a bottle of Goldschlager probably has enough, the same amount of gold as in one of these gold bags, because it's 1/1000th of an ounce.
So wait, for a $40 bottle of Goldschlager, $11 is for the flakes floating around inside of it?
Could be, for all I know. Yeah, yeah. So Portland Private Mint Valurum is printing notes containing tiny amounts of gold. Its founder hopes people will one day use these gold backs to trade. Portland businessman Adam Trexler is fascinated with money. Out of college, he worked for a couple of startups, but didn't enjoy it, so he became an economics professor, teaching about countries suspending the redemption of paper money for gold after World War One. People were literally using wheelbarrows full of money to buy a loaf of bread, he said. And that idea of hyperinflation, the crisis of a currency, just horrified and fascinated me. Then in 2011, Trexler learned about a grants pass couple who had figured out how to print using gold. I believe that this had the potential to be a moment in the history of moment money writ large, he said. Trexler left the academic career and raised an unspecified sum to start Valorum, a private mint at a secret location here in Oregon that prints gold notes on resilient polymer sheets. So it's like our money; it's plastic
Oh,
money
with gold embedded.
with gold embedded in it. The result is a durable gold note, what he calls a goldback, that can be carried around in a wallet and traded for everyday stuff like a cup of coffee. The technology makes using gold practical. A gold coin that was small enough to pay for a coffee would get lost in a pocket. Yeah, because a coin is like, it has weight to it, right? It has physical size to it. Stephen Gleason, the president of Money Metals Exchange in Idaho, likes goldbacks, especially the fact that they come in different values, from notes worth about $2 all the way up to $150. This fulfills a niche in the sense that it's a very small denomination of form of gold. He said, Gleason knows businesses are wary of trading gold because of the complicated capital gains taxes involved. He also said he wouldn't buy large sums of gold backs because they're expensive relative to the amount of gold they actually contain. Some precious metals experts like Gleason say gold backs aren't an economical way to invest in gold. Investors would be better off buying large coins. Sure, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about using it as currency. But
Yeah,
Gleason gold backs do have a future. It's like money. It's the money because it's gold. It says, he said, people will hold these sort of like a backup plan if something goes awry with the currency system, which is sure to fucking happen.
what's happening now?
Yeah, exactly. The fact that we're being lied to about how things have inflated in Canada just boggles my mind. And the fact that our news agencies, our media companies are completely disinterested with presenting the truth really bothers me too.
Hmm.
Six is in the chat. Hey Craig. Hey Irving. Hey everyone. Hey Six. Welcome to the
Sixty
chat. Welcome
pants.
to the Ammunation. Thanks for popping in. Hey Six. The amount in Goldschlager is worth a few pennies. Yeah, well, I'm sure it would be because it's physically gold, right? Gold is yummy. You can eat it. So, like a toonie in Canada. I made gold plated steaks for every climate summit to celebrate my love of red meat. You fuck you, Greta. Yeah, but then you're pooping out money. You're pooping gold. You're putting gold into the sewer system. Watch somebody's gonna train fucking rats to find gold flakes in the sewers. Rats are wicked smart, so you could do it.
They are metacognitive. Yeah.
We've moved on from your oddities to.
Oh, that's okay. This was pretty odd all the way through.
It's true. It's true. No, I like the idea of gold backs. Actually, I created a game, a role playing game. That was kind of like it's kind of like Shadowrun, but it wasn't in the far future. It was in the near future, so it was more modern, but also kind of post-apocalyptic in a sense because of the cataclysm that happened. So the idea was basically uh, there was something that happened that caused another reality to merge with ours, and that other reality just happened to be populated with uh, elves, dwarves, orcs, goblins, that kind of shit, right? And so they were living like a full-on fantasy type of existence, like a high fantasy type of world, and then it merged with our modern digital industrialized world, and the two cultures basically clashed, and then things started to change all over because while we were advanced technologically, the elves were really advanced magically, and they could do amazing shit that we couldn't even think of doing, and they did it almost like a science, right? So in any event, what ended up happening was the elves ended up, convincing everybody, all the humans, to stop using their stupid paper money because shit, and they developed a gold-based currency called gold leaf, and so the leaves were denominations of money, and they were handed out. They were paper money that were shaped like leaves, and they were different shapes depending on how the value, right? So oak leaves would have a certain value, and maple leaves would have a certain value, and birch leaves would have a certain value, and people traded it like like paper money, but it was actual gold, and yeah. So this gold backs kind of reminds me of that, which I think is pretty cool.
Well, it's weird because except for the elf financier overlord arc, you accidentally invented rifts.
Yeah, that's true. Riffs. I
Yeah.
know. I know about riffs. Yeah. Uh, I'm Midas now, bitch. Everything you touch turns to gold. There you go. Wouldn't that be cool if everything you touch turned to gold? Make life difficult. Now, does everything that you touch that touches other things also turn into gold? So, like
No,
this cup, right? This cup is like metal with plastic, whatever, and all of a sudden, boom, it turns to gold. Is the liquid inside now gold as well?
no.
Okay, so what are the
But once you
transitive
take a
properties?
once you take a sip, it would theoretically turn to gold in your mouth.
That's true. Molten gold in my throat. Oh fuck, I'd die. No, I'd like the Midas touch on like one finger so that I could put like a finger cot over it and not worry about it. Whoa. There. That role playing game sounds like it could buy you a house in Trudeau's Canada. No, I don't think so. Uh, did you see the bit Polyev was talking on the floor of the House of Commons where he said a couple moved from Ontario to France where they bought a 6,000 square foot castle and they can't sell that castle for enough money to move back to Ontario even if they wanted to because the cost of a middle class home is more expensive than the castle. No, it wasn't 6,000 square foot. It was a castle on like 60 acres or something like that. And they bought a castle on 60 acres in France for what they for roughly the same as they sold their house in Ontario for. Does that make any fucking sense to you at all? And his question was basically, why is it more expensive to be a live in the middle class here in Canada than it is to be an aristocrat in France?
It's by design. Is there such a thing as Canadian tea like
Yep.
Twinings is in the UK? Yes, it's called maple syrup. You just pour it directly into the mug,
Yep.
pinky out, and sip that shit.
Uh, Canadians drink a lot of British brand teas like Red Rose, uh, uh, Tetley. Actually, Red Rose might be only in Canada. Because I remember their commercials. Red Rose, only in Canada, eh? Pity. Remember that fucking commercial?
Actually, now that you do the voice, it sounds a little familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Red Rose is like a British style orange pekoe tea that was only available, or is it black tea? Only available in Canada, but it was for British expats living in Canada who didn't want to spend a ton of money on tea. We also have Tetley here, but that's a British brand. Twinings you can get here, but again, it's British. We don't have our own tea except for, I guess, Red Rose.
I prefer the bean juice, so
Yeah, same. But I'm not even. I'm not a fancy bean juice drinker. I uh, I drink Folgers instant crystals with Splenda sweetener. That's it.
yeah, not gonna knock it. One of the best coffees I've tried is the Giant Tiger brand instant.
No shit, eh?
Straight up black. It's really nice. Right.
Yeah, I can't drink coffee straight black. I have to add a sweetener to it, but I don't put sugar in it. I got erythritol, which is like almost calorie free sugar substitute. Uh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, no, it's because of
BC of the gay sex money thing.
it's
BC.
because of the gay sex money thing.
Oh,
How much gay sex do you have to get that middle class house?
that's right. There's also another scandal. Apparently, they had the Rideau Hall residence for Trudeau, right? So he has 24 Sussex, and then there's a residence for the Prime Minister at Rideau Hall.
Hmm.
Apparently, they upgraded the barn at Rideau Hall. Cost $8 million to upgrade the barn. $8 million
My
to build a
fucking
barn.
money. That's
I know that's my
like
fucking money.
$8 million.
Yeah. Maxwell House, big plastic tub. Usually have it black.
Yeah,
I put stuff in it if I have to drink it fast. Yeah, I just have a little Folgers thing. I could get a big fucking thing. I mean, it's cool. The containers are great. They're very useful. But I
no,
don't I don't have coffee every day though. I have coffee when I'm tired in the morning.
weird.
Yeah. You have coffee every day?
Yeah. Like I literally probably have about a liter of coffee before I leave the house, but then I don't
No
drink
shit.
coffee afternoon.
Well, that's good.
No more caffeine afternoon, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have diet soda or anything like that afternoon either.
Uh Caffeine free Diet Cola.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. There you go. Yeah, I haven't been on cola very much lately either. I've been drinking mainly water with 0 calorie water additives.
Nice.
And last time I had a pop, I was like this tastes fucking terrible. Why am I drinking this?
Oh,
Because I guess
especially the bigger,
I've
yeah.
been off of it for so long, you know. I drink an obscene amounts of coffee in the morning before work. Yeah, I work from home, so even when I'm really tired, I can normally before work starts, I can have a quick cat nap on the couch and then start work. But sometimes that doesn't do it enough, so I'll have a coffee. But I'm not normally tired every morning, so that's why I don't drink coffee every morning.
But and he said obscene amounts of coffee. I said liter. Just to be clear, that's about a quart.
Yeah, that's a quarter of a gallon.
Yeah.
Caffeine-free diet cola. Irving must be a Canadian billionaire. Yeah, but being a billionaire in Canada, well, it'll go places in France
That's a
apparently.
lot of gay sex.
It's a lot of gay sex, and you can buy a couple of castles in France for $1 billion. Gross. Which is gross, caffeine-free diet cola or the gay sex?
I think cola in general.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like that, like Coke Zero and the Pepsi Max, the stuff that was 0 calorie but tasted closer to the actual Pepsi. But now I drink it, I'm like, ew, this tastes terrible. Both gay sex and the there you go.
Yeah, no. When I was a kid, there was only ever Diet Coke in the house,
Yeah,
right? So the first time I had like an actual Coca-Cola, the sugary one, it tasted, yeah, like sickly sweet,
I know.
and my teeth felt soft.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, like I was like, that ain't right. What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is this?
Lemon water or tonic water here. Yeah, I can't get into tonic water. I can drink straight water with ice, and we got these little, those Mio squirt things. Well, we don't have the Mio brand. We have the Crystal Light. We've got like Kool Aid and Tang make a couple of ones, but they're
Dang.
all 0 calorie. You just put a couple squirts in it; it just adds a bit of flavor to it. But yeah, no, I like it. I average 40 or more ounces. I don't math. Could be comparable. 40 ounces. Well, let's math it.
Yeah, how many ounces to a quart?
40 OZ to liters. It's liter cola. Uh, Convert 40 ounces to liters. Oh fuck! It's because I'm on Yahoo, not Google. Fucking hell! I don't know why it goes to fucking Yahoo. I think I have safe search on, and I'm sure I sent it, turned it off.
No, no, you used something and accidentally switched your default browser, or you updated something and it switched your default browser for you.
40 ounces is 1.18 liters.
Oh yeah, okay, so we're fairly comparable, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hold on here. I'm gonna go to my settings. Default browser. Google Chrome is your default browser. Oh, really? Then how come when I open a new tab, it opens fucking Yahoo? What about my search engine? Oh, because it's on. Yeah, because it's on secure search. It goes to Yahoo. So I want Google.
While you're there, look up an ounce of silver value.
Okay. I'm just gonna delete all these other fucking browsers. Or not browsers, search engines. Sorry, folks. Doing some cleanup here. All right. OZ of silver value. I'll do price Canada.
Sure. CAD.
Uh 1 ounce recognized silver is $31.55.
Fucking crazy, man. Fucking crazy.
1 ounce of gold is what?
700.
Really? I thought it was more than that.
Oh my god, is it in the
No, it's 2,600 right now.
2600? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, 27.1932 Canadian in the gold market right now for an ounce.
But 30, what do you say, $31 roughly for silver?
For silver, yeah.
You know, there's a time in Canadian history where we minted 1 ounce silver dollars,
Yeah, I don't know why not, right?
right? And if you just take the 1 ounce silver dollar and its melt weight is $31.
May as well do it. Well, if you can go back and get some like 1971 quarters, like 25 cents,
Yeah, they're silver, right?
they're a quarter of an ounce of silver, I think. They're full silver, right? So,
Yeah, doesn't matter what you make the minimum wage when there's something so dramatically wrong with the fucking money, people.
yep. Uh, why are you people ingesting so much poison? I shouldn't like coffee. 8 ounce to a cup, so 5 cups. There you go. I made good money on this gold run. Oh, you bought a lot of gold, did you? Good for you. Good for you. I think we should start. I think Canada should mint gold backs. I really do, and I think they should be different denominations based on the different leaves, the different types of leaves. So oak leaves, maple leaves,
But it would also have to be the amount of gold in each one,
right,
right?
right. Yeah. So if it's going to be a Canadian dollar, it's got to be the value of a dollar of gold. Like it's got to be the amount of a dollar of gold would be in the actual bill. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think the maple leaf should be like the 100.
Why not?
Why not? It's our leaf. And you know what would be really cool? So here's the idea. So it would have to be cut on a die. Like have a die
Mhm.
cut leaf so that every leaf, and it's the plastic polymer stuff that doesn't break, it doesn't rip, right? So you don't have to worry about like losing pieces of it, unless you intentionally cut it off. But so what you do is you have each bill cut using that die that's shaped like the maple leaf, not the maple leaf logo, but the actual maple leaf. So it has all like the little frilly bits and shit. Okay. And then retailers will be able to verify the bill with a scanner that scans its shape and size so that you can't get counterfeits. Like it'd be almost
Mm.
impossible to get a counterfeit because every single bill is going to be of a uniform size, right? And it's not just cutting a rectangle, it's cutting the shape of a leaf. So unless you could duplicate the die that the mint has to cut your counterfeit gold bills, uh, you're not going to be able to do that. I think it would be very difficult, especially if you do an intricate leaf pattern like an oak leaf or a yeah. I mean, I guess you could copy it. You could make a photocopy of it or whatever, and then. But photocopying is never exact. When you photocopy something, it doesn't. You can't do it like 100% is not 100% in terms of like the size, the proportions. So yeah, I think that's the way to go. We make our money look like leaves.
I don't know. I do like the uniformity of the rectangular bills. It's easier to fold up and keep track of in your wallet. But
Just carry it around in an orange garbage bag, like you do in autumn when you should break the fucking leaves. Put them in the orange garbage bag. No, I'm just joking. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, keeping them in your wallet and stuff. Yeah, I get you. But
no,
how much?
yeah, but like you stamp a big old maple leaf on the 100, which is
Right.
still rectangle, but it's got a huge maple leaf, and then smaller oak leaves for the 50, right? smaller. Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah,
fucking
smaller
laurels for
birch
the land.
leaves, smaller whatever. Yeah. I'd like to see the wallet
Yeah,
you put those leaf bills in. Well, the thing is, because they're plastic, the bills are actually made of a polymer. They're not made of paper. You don't have to worry about them tearing. So you can fold them up however you need to
you
fit
just
in your
crumple them
wallet.
up and stuff them in your little satchel that cinches tight and hooks to your belt, right?
Right.
Then you
Yeah.
pull up your cloak and walk through the dystopian future because this idea actually came from the RPG Craig invented.
That's right. It's and you know what the name of the game was called?
What?
Elf Camino. Because the idea was you're doing road trips across this sort of dystopian fucked up world and doing jobs like,
With your
you're
elf
adventurers. You're
army.
essentially essentially adventurers, right? But you might be an orc adventurer and you ride around on a Harley Davidson, right? And you go and you fucking fight monsters and you collect leaves for the jobs you do, and you find treasure and shit, right? So it was basically D&D set in a sort of set in kind of like the world of Bright. Did you ever see Bright with Will Smith?
You accidentally created rifts, I know.
There you go. So no, what I'm saying about the leaves is even though they're oddly shaped, because they're made of a polymer paper, they don't tear. You can fold them up however many times you need to put them in your wallet. So having like the single fold and then the folded wallet, that's great when you have just all square or rectangular bills, but you don't it won't necessarily work for the leaves. Anyway, I'm gonna call the mint and say I want you to make some gold leaves.
I'm I still like the idea, just print them on the rectangular bill.
All right,
But
fine.
yeah, that's
And just
I
have
think
different leaves. Just have different leaves on the bill.
yeah, yeah. And if they're actual gold, different sizes of leaf, then make
Right.
denominations, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm down with that too. I'm down with that too. Any more oddities for us tonight, Mr. Twin?
no, I haven't had any more weird thoughts.
All right. I'm gonna move on to Pox Toxic's toxic takes then.
And actually, it was CMAC who had the best one
Oh, I
recently.
know.
That
I'm
was
sharing that one too.
fantastic.
I'll share that one too. Absolutely. All right. Give me a moment here, folks. Uh, so this is
YouTube.
from the lovely C-Mac. The little fucking squid. What is it? A squid stuffy?
It's a octopus. It's the
An
only time.
octopus
It's the only time that CMAC has ever agreed with Greta Thunberg.
flesh. I don't. I'm missing that reference. I'm not sure what that means.
It's one of those, yeah, tropes
Yeah,
about
I don't appreciate you.
no, that one for sure, but the Zionist octopus tentacles all over the world, right?
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I like the I don't appreciate you part of it though. Okay, now also this is apparently from the lovely C-Mac. This was
No,
apparently
no,
actually.
I popped this up because I saw this somewhere. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Did WAPO actually publish this?"
Oh, you brought it up. Oh, yeah.
And CMAX
C-Mac said
said
she
she
you can
confirmed
still
it.
see it on Brave. If you look it up on Brave, you'll see it. So this was an article apparently in the Washington Post. Democracy dies in darkness. Video shows apparent death of Israeli hostages in Hamas custody, and they showed if you're just listening to the live stream, it's Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru's fucking Tatooine house all bombed to shit by fucking stormtroopers, and their charred bodies are uh, are hanging out in front of the front door. Like they don't know the difference between the Middle East and fucking Tatooine. Now, mind you, Tatooine was filmed in Tunisia, I should say. Yeah, that's fucking dumb. This is not the only uh huge dereliction of duty on the part of our mainstream media of late. Did you see also, the whole Hamas said that Israel sent a fucking rocket and hit a hospital in Gaza, right?
Yeah.
And then all the stories came out, and they're showing this picture of a building that's been completely obliterated, like, Oklahoma City kind of like destruction, right? And then it turns out, no, that's actually not the case. It was a Hamas rocket that the propulsion and the payload accidentally split, so there were two explosions, and the explosion that happened at the hospital actually happened in the parking lot. And no, 500 people didn't die. Actually, nobody died. It was just an explosion in the parking lot of the hospital. Uh, yeah, but all these news outlets were posting this picture of this fucking building, saying this was what was bombed, but it wasn't. It was from some previous fucking incident. I'm like, that's a huge fucking deal. You're presenting imagery as false news.
Yeah. And what's worse, Lauren Southern had tweeted some video from the Unreal Engine. And I saw Joe Rogan talking about the video. I don't think he really knows who Lauren Southern is. That you can't tell if the background is real, but the car is obviously fake and it's a car on fire. And then you can see the animator bringing in some tool to mess with the flames and the smoke, and the flames and smoke respond to the tool that is clearly a tool,
Yeah.
but it's like impossible to tell in this video except for that tool. Like it's getting so good that you're not going to be able to tell what's real and what's fake
Oh
anymore.
no. Deep fakes now are getting crazy. They're getting crazy.
Oh, and
Um,
I've had another thought.
Before you do though, I want to give a shout out. We had a comment from Clyde Do Something. I
I
want to
noticed.
thank I want to thank Clyde Do Something for popping into my live stream. Clyde Do Something is another Canadian YouTuber who has a great channel, does a lot of great content, and if you're not subscribed to him, I strongly suggest you go over to his channel and subscribe to Clyde Do Something. He does like interviews like this with other people, but his are good and are professional and aren't just a couple people ranting into the darkness. Uh, no, I would definitely suggest checking out Clyde Do Something. Thanks for popping into the channel, Clyde. We've had you now, and Celtic Canuck has also popped into my channel. I appreciate you both popping in. She's not here tonight though, but that's okay.
He
Uh,
also says we should have random denominations for money, like a $58.02 bill and a 34.76 bill. Keep people on their toes mathematically.
that's right. The people fucking So that's 1867, sir. All right, let me give you a $24.32 bill. And then the fucking poor kid is like, oh wait, hold on. I've got 18 cents to make that work. No, you're confusing me. Uh what the fuck? YouTube is disappearing my comments about the Federal Reserve. Really? I didn't see anything. My plan is to keep money, but when there is inflation, we trim that percent off the dicks. uh the Mint has a study group called Let's Talk Metals, where they take those kinds of suggestions. Yeah, totally put it in for me. You want me to suggest leaf gold money? Absolutely. Please do. And tell them that they need to be shaped like the different leaves indigenous to Canada. That would make sense. And that the highest denomination should be the maple leaf. Uh, Uncle Jesus says, take that percent off the dicks at the Federal Reserve. Okay. It was better when it was just at the take the percent off the dicks. Um,
You had to break it up so that YouTube won't delete the comment,
oh,
right?
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have random denominations for money 1502 34 so keep people on their toes. Absolutely. I appreciate it. I don't appreciate global warming. Fuck. Oh hell yeah, man! I'm subbed. I check out all the streams. Oh great, thanks, Clyde. Thanks for doing that. I hope you get some enjoyment out of tonight's stream. So we're this is pretty much the gist of it. We get irreverent. I go off on rants. Irving sometimes gets drunk, and we just blather on about stuff.
And when I do, the first hour is great. Guaranteed.
That's right. It's the second hour that gets a little bit sketchy. Are you
Yeah.
drinking tonight, Mister Twin?
No, no. Just the aspartame tonight.
Oh, there you go. Just not pine needles, though. No, I don't think you should have pine needles. Oh, remember one of our bills were scratch and sniff? I think it was the 50 was scratch and sniff. You could scratch it and it would smell like maple syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Okay, back on to Pox Toxics, Toxic Takes. Let's see what else we got here. There's a few more. Where is my uh apparently my kid doesn't know how to spell pennies. I
Yeah.
spell pennies. Oh, that's funny. Uh I'll kill you with my bare hands.
My bare hands.
Except they're bare hands. I get it. That's pretty funny. Not terribly toxic, but we'll see. So this is I think what probably made Celtic Canuck not come back. We got to a point where we were just being like completely off the rails. And it was like, okay, that's a little too spicy, a little too edgy. I hope that's not going to be the same for Clyde Do Something. He sees some of the edgy shit we put out. He's okay. I gotta unsub. uh, as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. I'm not sure. I mean, I understand the Crusade. I understand the Pepis, but I don't know what the reference is to. Like, anyway, all good. Still funny. Only you can prevent forest fires. Only you, little Jaws. Only you. You're the chosen one. All right, Mr. Smokey, time for your medicine. You can't run from destiny, Josh. Only Josh can prevent wildfires. That's funny. Retarded. That's the guy who makes the fucking terrible ciders, isn't it?
I don't know.
Ox, please confirm that that's the guy that you sent videos in the chat to. The guy who makes the fucking mead and the ciders out of like, he makes them in like
Oh,
licensed
that
bottles.
guy. I couldn't even watch that fucking video, man. Jeez.
I came here to do two things: wear vaguely threatening shirts and support Israel. I'm all out of shirts. That's fucking funny. What's this one? Grilling in the name of some of those who use sauces are the same that burn sausage. Is that Colin Kaepernick? It is, isn't it?
No, it's
That looks like Colin Kaepernick. Angry Colin Kaepernick.
oh shit, maybe it is, and they thought it was Zach De La Roca.
Oh.
Oh,
I thought he was different. That's terrible. I like the Disney though. That's good. Five Figure DP fans been the worst song you've ever heard goes on.
five-figure death punch.
Yeah, Pox is a big fan of Five Death Punch, isn't he?
Is he really?
Yeah, he's huge, I think. Hello, this is SSG from the Blank Army Career Center. Would you like to carve out some time to talk about the career opportunities in the U.S. Army? Sorry, SSG Zogbot, not dying for Israel. All good. Don't want a racist in my army anyway. Fuck me. That's terrible. The
Oh yeah.
fucking cat being vacuumed. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over and through me. And when it is gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. That's funny. Yeah, that
You know
cat
what?
has that look on the face too.
Yeah. I posted this not because I care that much about cat memes, but because I just watched the modern remake of Dune.
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know why it got so much shit. I think it's fantastic.
See, I heard it was great, and I just haven't brought
Oh,
myself
okay.
to watch it yet.
Yeah, like I really like the older one, but this is like, okay, no. It's more like how it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colonel Bustard. I don't know if I want to read this one.
Can I read it? I'll read it then.
You go ahead
It
and read it.
began with the forging of the great slurs. 3 letters were given to the homos, gayest of all beings. 4 to the Jew lords, great financiers and bankers of the mountain halls. And 6 letters were gifted to the race of blacks, who above all else desire bicycles.
Terrible. That's so racist. All right, what's this one? Go to the animal shelter for a dog and you're a saint. Go to the women's shelter for a new girlfriend and everyone loses their mind. Fuck. That's funny though.
One of the best jokes ever is I used to cut the grass at a women's shelter, if you know what I mean.
Fuck. Response to the crisis of the Middle East. Why I am pro-Muslim but anti-thug. Was this an actual video or did somebody Photoshop that?
No, I think he put it up.
I gotta watch it. All right, and then there's this one.
Appreciation department.
I don't appreciate you, Irving.
Oh. Here, I found a thing. I'd like to share it.
All right, you go ahead, sir.
So it's that Unreal Engine video.
The 5 is still scratch and sniff. You scratch it and you can smell the foreclosure on your house.
Yeah.
It's genetically impossible for Canadians to be edgy. Oh, come on now. Stop being a lying N-word. Yeah, that's King Cobra's JFS. Yeah. De La Rocha. Did they cast Lizzo as Baron Harkonnen? Hey, Pox says 6. All right, let me show what you want to show.
Yeah, so this do you see what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we may never be able to tell. Oh, and I think maybe we should put up oddities again. The banner for oddities. Even the sound was pretty good. Right.
Can you hear I can't hear the sound.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, then don't worry too much about it. But just look at this.
Oh,
okay?
I know. Yeah, it looks 100% legit.
The King's Pact binds them. They cannot show themselves or speak to us. But we've created ways to see without seeing and to speak without speaking. And now we're building the AI. We're building the portal that gets around the King's Pact and Solomon's Seal. We will never know what's real again. Yeah.
Have you seen the recent clips of John Fetterman? The mentally impacted person. Yeah. Have you seen recent clips of him being cogent and shit? Okay, so they've been putting out these recent clips of him saying things, and he's actually cogent. He can actually speak full sentences. It's not him. It's not John Fetterman. It's clearly a fucking body double. And why everybody's giving credence to this fucking guy and saying, yeah, that's John Fetterman. It is not him. From the previous pictures of John Fetterman and this new person who's speaking, saying they're John Fetterman, it is clearly not him. I feel like I'm fucking taking crazy pills because every time I see this guy on the TV, and not on TV actually, but YouTube, because I'm watching clips from like Fox News or whatever, and they're referring to, here's what John Fetterman said. I'm like, that's not fucking him.
Well, wasn't there a moment where the apparent ostensible double came out of a building and went like this?
Yeah.
And there's no tattoos inside his arms?
Yeah.
And he clearly has tattoos on his forearms?
No, he's got a body double. He clearly is, because he can't fucking talk. And now all of a sudden this guy's talking and he's like, you would think if you were going to be his body double and you were going to, speak for him, you would at least fake some of his speech problems, but he doesn't even do that. He just talks normally.
He got better.
Oh yeah, he's cured. Yeah. It's not John Fetterman.
Just cured his brain damage.
me see if I can find this guy.
Yeah. You this Unreal Engine and the thing about Solomon's Seal, this is our sign that this is the end times. We don't need wars in the Middle East or nuclear weapons.
No.
We just need to, what's the word I'm looking for? To have absolutely no faith in anything we see now.
Well, that's the thing. I almost don't. I almost don't. Here, I want to share something.
Yeah, yeah.
This crossed my mind back in the day. Remember around 9/11?
I
You
do
were just
remember
a
nine
kid.
eleven.
You're just a kid, right? Well, it came out that Osama bin Laden was responsible, and they started plastering his face everywhere, right? And every time I saw his face, I'm like, "That's not fucking Osama bin Laden. That's Richard Libertini.
Yeah.
It's clearly Richard Libertini." I'm like, "Doesn't anybody see this? Am I taking crazy pills? It's fucking Richard Libertini." I'm like, "Come
No,
on,
no.
man."
On this one, I don't think you're right.
Richard Libertini was the fucking actor who played Osama bin Laden. And they fucking, because you take, okay, so hold on. Let's look up Osama bin Laden.
Yeah,
You
I
see
can
him?
see the similarities, but I don't think
No,
it's him.
no, look, okay, I will admit the nose is completely different, but that's where they photoshopped it so people would say it's not Richard Libertini, it's clearly a different person. It's him.
Go back to Richard Libertini. I want to see this.
Oh, hold on a second.
Mm,
No,
I mean, the prosthesis on the nose. Ooh.
I'm joking. I know Richard Libertini's not Osama bin Laden. I just thought it was a funny bit. I'm pretty sure Fetterman has been seen for about 4 months.
Yeah.
The Fetterman actor knows the rule of acting. You never go full retard. Maybe Craig is taking crazy pills. Yeah, I probably am. I'm sure I am. I'm supposed to be taking non-crazy pills, like anti-crazy pills.
No,
I
no, don't
don't
do
know
that.
how well they work. I don't know how they work though.
No, no, they're terrible for you.
What,
Um,
anti-crazy pills?
yeah. So look,
SRI?
so long before the opioid epidemic, there's been like a sedative and SSRI epidemic, but people didn't really notice because people don't tend to die that often from taking their sedatives, right?
Mm-hmm.
But people take like Valium, the pill you never knew you needed, right? And now
So
there's Xanax and
Valium's a great drug. I've had it before. I fucking love it. I can understand why people got addicted to Valium.
sure. And the thing is, the real problem with them is the tolerance to them builds very quickly, which is why you don't see a lot of people dropping dead from their use, right?
Right.
But a doctor prescribes someone Valium or Xanax and says you're supposed to take 3 a day. So they
Right.
take 3 a day and they feel better, but then their tolerance builds and 3 isn't working. So they start taking, 2 in their first dose and 4 pills a day. And the next thing you know, it's 6, 8 pills a day, 10 pills a day.
Right.
And if you look at the list of side effects, one of the side effects for all of them is personality changes.
Right.
But what that means is chemical induced psychotic break. And it's not a side effect, it's a full effect.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Yes. And when if you dose mushrooms, right? 1 gram of mushrooms gets you a little buzzy and trippy and laughy, and everything's brighter, and every song means more to you.
Yeah.
You take 2.5, 3 grams of mushrooms, you are fucking tripping balls. You
Yeah.
take 5 grams, and you're getting the full effect.
Right.
The personality break the personality change, the chemical induced psychotic break, won't be recognized as what it is. And instead they'll say, well, obviously you need to take this antipsychotic, this SSRI, this antidepressant, something. And they'll just give you more pills instead of trying to get you off the other ones. Because even though you're taking 10, 12 a day, when the doctor prescribed you 3, you don't die.
Right.
You don't keel over and pass out. So nobody thinks like the obvious connection to the pills being the problem isn't there.
I
Right?
hear you.
And yeah. So yeah, don't take the anti-crazy pills.
Well,
Fucking ask CMAC for something that'll calm you down.
I've been prescribed an SRI, a low dose SRI, and I've been taking it for a couple of years now, and it seems to have helped with profound depression and anxiety. Although I'm not going to lie, today I was feeling very, very stressed, like, and feelings of depression followed shortly afterwards. But that's been abated now, primarily because of you, Irving, because
Oh,
you're here as my sounding board, and the ammunition is open. People are here listening and supporting us. So
good night, 6. Good night. I promise I'm going to read that as soon as I get a fucking opportunity. Jesus. Have you been reading his book? You had
I
started, yeah.
I read the prologue. I haven't read past the first chapter. So
Yeah. No spoilers. I got to get into it.
okay,
You're not on I mean, maybe you don't want to talk about this too much on a live stream, but like the sedatives are really the more dangerous part, and then
yeah, I know I'm
you
not on
yeah,
the sedatives. I'm not on any
good,
sedatives.
good. And that's one of the problems like that people don't realize. It's like, oh, well, I take the one thing for depression and anxiety. Okay, so are you calm and peaceful? Well, no. So why do you keep taking it? Like it's clearly not doing it, right?
Right.
Now, if you're having a serious prolonged problem and then you go on it and it does help, okay, great. But for a lot of people it doesn't, but they just keep taking it expecting a different result.
Yeah, I hear you. But thankfully it's low dose. My doctor's been very good about like making sure like we follow up every year. And
Good, good. Cuz
all
yeah,
right.
like the sedatives are fucking ridiculous. It's C-Max off to bed too. Good night. Good night. Thanks for
Oh,
coming,
good night,
people.
C-Mac. Thanks for popping in. I'm sorry we're boring you. I'm with 6. It's snuggle time, so she's gonna go to Texas and snuggle with 6. Lucky 6. Anyway, have a good night, 6. Have a good night, C-Mac. Yeah, it's coming on 2 hours, and I should get to bed before too long. We're gonna end this, I think, right around 2 o'clock
Yeah.
or 2 o'clock, 12 o'clock, right around 2 hours. Because I'm taking the dad out for breakfast tomorrow. Wife and I are getting up early. Going to pick him up early and go out for breakfast. Something we do every
Very
once in a while. It's
nice.
nice to get out with him. Um, just looking for something real quick. Is there anything else on our list of things we need to talk? We've done your oddities. We've done. Oh, do you even game, bro? Any games you've been playing lately?
When I've had the opportunity, I've just been playing Civilization.
Yeah,
Ongoing game is Teodora, but Pox had mentioned something. I went and looked at it. Could
yeah.
be fun.
Warhammer Darktide.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, it's basically the 40k version of Vermintide, which is like a Warhammer Age of Sigmar type game where you're fighting against Skaven and undead. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
basically it's a co-op game where it's you and 3 other battle brothers or sisters, and you're stopping PvE hordes of whatever. Right in the 40k version, it's chaos demons and Chaos Space Marines and that sort of stuff.
Cultists and fucking yeah,
Cultists,
heretics.
shit like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it looks
But
fun. I'm terrible. I'm terrible at first person shooters.
you know
So I
what though?
all.
These ones are using the class system,
Mhm.
which I've always found works a lot better,
Yeah,
right? Like if you're just randomly jumping into a team deathmatch on, say, Modern Warfare, right?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
don't know who's equipped with what and who's got what jobs and stuff, right? Where when
yeah.
there's a class system and you have a very specific kind of goal in mind and you know somebody's covering you because they have this weapon and this tactic and this, right? It starts the games start to make a lot more sense, and you might find that you're actually better at them when there's better defined goals.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm better in situations like that. And like for instance, you ever play the game Warframe?
I had started it, but I wasn't super interested.
Warframe is the free version of Destiny, and in my opinion, it's a better fucking game. I like
Mm,
Warframe a lot, but anyway, I'm very bad at first person shooter type games, so I always go melee. I go like heavy melee when I'm playing Warframe, and I think if I play this Dark Tide, I'll probably end up playing an Ogren and just smashing shit,
beautiful.
like just beating people with fucking electric baseball bats and throwing bricks and stuff like that. Yeah, the Ogren looks cool. I like the idea of the Ogren.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, the best Modern Warfare is still Modern Warfare 2, right?
Yeah,
Or best Call of Duty, all right, is still Modern Warfare 2 for the co-op missions,
yeah,
right? And there's one co-op mission, I can't remember what it's called. Is it called Overwatch or something? Where one of you is a sniper on the rooftop and the other is wearing the like a juggernaut suit. It's a
yeah,
bomb suit and carrying a big heavy machine gun. And he's got to go down on the road and defuse all the IEDs while swarms of enemies start pouring from the bridge into the street. So you've got to cover him as long as possible while he's defusing the bomb, and
right,
then you've got to take out the stragglers with the heavy machine gun, and that's the best mission because you're drastically different roles, and
right,
you can't really you can't get at each other. You're
yeah,
literally 40 stories in the air, right?
yeah, yeah. Pox says all Ogren team is fun as hell from what I hear. Yeah, I imagine it would be because it's just you're just a bunch of beat sticks. It's probably the slowest game mode because you have no way of like uh, you're probably just basically constantly taking the tide and making slow progress when there's lags in the tide of villains. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah, it looks cool. And I'm getting into Warhammer 40k lately. I mentioned it briefly earlier. A buddy of mine decided he wanted to get into it. He's been building models for years, and he's always been interested in it. And he decided he wanted to get into it, so he says, "Oh, I'm going to play." So he bought himself a combat patrol, and then I bought myself a combat patrol, and then I bought myself a starter kit to get more of the faction that's in the combat patrol, and then I bought a couple other boxes. Yeah, and I bought some paints, and I bought a game case, and I basically have become addicted to plastic crack. So we're hoping to paint up our armies together probably next weekend. We're gonna go down there to their place and just hang out in their little craft hobby room and paint up some minis, and then we'll probably play at some point, and it should be fun. I'm making a Tyranid army, and the miniatures I've bought quite a few. They're uh, they're quite expensive. Warhammer's not cheap, and Irving's shaking his head because I'm playing a goddamn Xeno.
suffer not the Xeno to live.
I kind of want to try the miniature game, and they don't make it anymore. Called Inquisitor. Did you remember the game called Inquisitor?
It sounds familiar, but
So it was a slightly larger scale miniature. So basically, Space Marines are 132 scale, so they're about that big. Inquisitor, they were about this big, and you had a single character, and your character was an Inquisitor, and you basically went on these sort of like it was still a tabletop skirmish type battle game, but it was very story driven. So it was almost a role playing game
right,
where you'd
right.
have set up terrain that fit, and you'd move your guy around, and you'd be hunting xenos, mutants, um, what do you call it? Heathens or what do you call them?
Heretics.
Heretics. Yeah. So you'd be hunting all these different people because you're an inquisitor, and then people would kit bash their models. They would find other models, and I was like, oh, you know what? These Tyranid warrior arms that are holding the bone swords, they're actually probably perfect scale for an inquisitor model. And I think I could probably take an inquisitor and play the inquisitor game. And then I think I've got a 3D printer, and there's no problem with like basically just taking like Acadian and scaling it up to that scale and playing Inquisitor with the Cadian, because they're human size, right? Make an Inquisitor, make my own Inquisitor in 3D modeling and scale it up and play Inquisitor. I'll find the rules for Inquisitor and play it. I think that'd be fun.
Do it.
Okay, so we're gonna move on from do you even game, bro? Since we've covered that, I want to look for something.
That's not tournament legal, says Box.
No,
But no, yeah, no, I haven't found any details on Darktide and the actual classes other than that guy is clearly the tank and like what each job is. But yeah, I'm interested. All right,
yeah,
because that
cool.
was my problem with Armored Core. There's no co-op, right? I want Armored Core could be so cool with massive co-op missions. You know what I mean? Like the huge maps they have. But yeah, no, I could see this being very interesting. Games Workshop gonna get your ass.
It's true.
So, what you reading, Craig?
I'm looking for jokes because we're getting to that point. Oh, this is pretty lame. Sorry. That's dumb. Fucking dumb jokes. I'm sorry for the dead air, folks. I'm looking for jokes, jokes, because it's getting to that time.
All right, I've got one. It's
Go
terrible.
for it. Go for it. Please
Put
do.
up the banner. Put up the banner.
All right. All right. One moment. Hey, Irving, did you know that no one tells jokes anymore?
Okay, so this piece of string walks into a bar. Don't ask me how he walks. He just walks into the bar, right?
Okay.
Bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve pieces of string in here." Walks out, twists himself up, splits one of his ends all nasty, comes back in. Bartender goes, "Didn't I just kick you out of here?" He says, "I'm afraid not."
That's good. I like that one. I like that one. All right. I've got one here. Where'd it go? All right. 2 eggs, a bagel, and a sausage walk into a bar. We got bar jokes. Says, bartender, my friends and I would like a cold one, says one of the eggs. Sorry, the barman replies. We don't serve breakfast. Ha ha. Folks, it's been a wonderful night. I appreciate you all being here. We're just a little shy of 2 hours, but we're going to call it, I think.
I don't appreciate you.
I'm sorry. That's not tournament legal. Games Workshop gonna get your ass. It's true. It's fucking hit my wallet hard. It like took a bite out of my ass where I keep my wallet. Anyway, folks, it's been fun. I've had a good night. Irving, have you had a good night?
Great night.
I
I'm glad
appreciate
you're
you
feeling a
being
little
here to
better.
help me deal with my psychosis. I've been having a rough one. and all thanks to this fucking puppy we adopted. And yeah, but it's not just because there's lots of stuff going on in my brain. But I appreciate you all being here and helping me work through it. I appreciate you being here, Irving, and being my sounding board and my co-host. And I know you don't appreciate me, but I appreciate you. Folks, have yourselves a great night. And you got any final words there?
No.
All right. Good night,
No.
folks.
Good night.